Chris on the beat, you pull up, beat, you pull up, beat, you pull up.
Alright, we want to welcome you back to another edition of Dirty Talk. I am your host, Dirty Cuts, and today is a special edition. We have a mighty team that's going to join the podcast for tonight. Their name is Concealed Media, and we welcome you guys. All right. Let's get on down to it. As you know, I am the host, Dirty Cuts, and I guess we can go this way on the panel. Everybody introduce themselves. Well, now let's start on this end right here, and then we'll come on around.
I'm Primo.
VP, QT.
Slopes.
Forgot about your brother. Damn, y'all just forget about me.
Oh man, so you, brother,
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm Chris Beats, the one and only.
I mean, you never been on the show.
I ain't never been on here, so I'm with y'all. I can't be with y'all. Okay, that's what's going on. Okay.
What's up, y'all? My name's Raedawn. I'm Ray.
Yeah, it's your boy T.
He forgot his name for a little bit. Okay, now let's gonna get this thing kicked off real quick, man. So what's going on, Christopher?
Hey,
This first time really doing the podcast with my brother here. You know, he's normally behind the scenes, and everybody's like delighted to see him on the other side. What's going on? What's on your mind, buddy?
everything is on my mind, man. Like, just growth, right here with my team, with my extended family right here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I decided to put something, but me and Raedawn actually decided to put this together.
Okay.
I feel like we all need to come together with what we have,
Our numbers, man.
Yes, so I'd rather do that instead of try to be competitive. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather bring all this together. So I ain't no telling what you're gonna see in like 2 more weeks, more podcasts or whatever we need to do to grow together.
Let's do it.
So
Let's get it.
What's going on, man. Just growing together and showing what we do. Dirty Talk Concealed Media Podcast. In the building, still a little nervous. I'm looking behind the camera. Shout out to my nephew. Damn. Shout out to nephew, I was trying to say Denarius. I was trying to say his government name. I apologize, Nip. But shout out to my Nip, man.
Big dude.
So are you a little nervous?
I am.
It's okay. Don't be.
Because I really don't want to get back there and make sure every shot is ready.
Oh, no. I got you.
So it's like, yeah, I'm not going to get up. I'm not going to move. Right here. My nephew got it. I believe in him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we need to do.
Are we live?
Yes.
Are we live right now?
We are live. We live on everything. They don't say Chris and they'll break the sweat. Hey, man. Look.
Y'all need to tune in.
they put Chris in the hot seat. But yeah, man.
Tune in.
This actually, GP. First time.
Get out of here.
Behind the camera.
Oh, yeah.
You got it nice.
Another 2 for 2.
That's right. That's right.
I did y'all behind the camera.
That's why me and GP come.
Oh, that's
I
why
ain't
they
quiet
go back
yet.
here
GP
and
real
see
quiet.
Right.
Brother real quiet, but I think I want to be like him. I want to be like him. Yes.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to it, man. What's going on with the latest trends, right? So we're gonna take it to.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh man, it's been a busy ass year this year.
So far. Yeah.
So thus far, so I guess,
you saw already.
well, I guess the latest thing, man, we was talking about that Nichols kid, Tyre Nichols.
Oh, man.
I guess justice prevailed, huh? You know.
Yeah.
That's what you want to call it.
I just hate the fact that it prevails now that our color skin is involved.
I've never seen the officer get arrested that fast or a video get released.
I
I
wish that happened every time this shit happened.
Every single time.
Without it being a race call.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I'm pretty much, what got to me. I'm glad that justice is prevailed, and you know that young man didn't deserve to die that way.
Did you watch the video?
No, I didn't. I opted not to
I've
watch
actually not watched the video.
Yeah, I hadn't
I've seen it too many times.
Right, you know what I'm
They
saying?
had
So,
some thugs, man. Them was thugs, man. That was,
No,
that was doing
one
it
of
out
them.
there.
They said one of them was actually Q president, Q dog president.
Wow.
That's what they said.
The one that was saying break your arm.
I don't know, but they also brought up the fact that he had been involved in, you know how they go through their what do they call it?
Initiation.
Yeah, the initiation. They were saying how his was like really hostile and what he was doing to the guys. So
It's in his character.
it's in
Now,
his character. It's just caught up with, you know how we get away with stuff a long time.
It's interesting though because you know the fraternities they have their initiation and then so do police.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like
Okay.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask a question, though. Let me ask you a question. Let's just think a little bit. So, can you see what really be going on, like just saying as a police standpoint? Can y'all say like what really be going on from a police standpoint? Like, is this something that, you know what I'm saying? Because this thing kind of getting kind of secret about how they kill it, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a black officer or whatever. Like, it just kind of seems like it's something like they training.
well, I think that's why it's important to know our history, man. We've been going to war for America since the Civil War, and we never got respect for going on either side.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a continuous thing, man. It's a continuous thing that continuously happens, and it just so happened that there's an instance where we can shine a light on a black on black crime.
Yeah.
Right.
And guess what? They're a police officer, so now we can get away with this shit. And so they can't cry about the police. It's a racial thing with the police department. You get what I'm saying? But fuck that. It is
Can they
racial.
steal the police?
They were.
It is a racial thing. It is a racial thing. And I mean, it ain't no way they can hide it.
Black man did.
But no, they were part
It
of
goes
the,
deeper than that. It goes deeper.
That's why I was saying.
It goes deeper than that because why all of a sudden now, when you shine the light on some black officers that's done a heinous crime to another black male,
swift justice.
why is it such a swift ass justice? But when you have multiple cases of white males fucking up our youth over the years, and it's just long drawn out cases. Some cases never get resolved. Motherfuckers just blatantly walk, you know. I mean, over the years. But when, now that a black man has done this to another black man, swift justice. It's funny as fuck to me, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I mean, who can we blame? Now that we can only blame ourselves for this, right?
Well, let me say this real quick. Justice hasn't been given yet. We just have charges. We gotta go to trial.
Okay.
So we're gonna wait on that, the justice portion of it. But you're right, it's historical, it's systemic, it's happening in all the communities across the country. And you're right, it is crazy that they left these brothers out to dry as police officers. They don't have the backing of the police fraternal order like the white officers do. So even in that should tell police, black officers, to wake the hell up. You feel what I'm saying? They should wake up and stop doing the bidding of white supremacy. I'm gonna go ahead and say what it is. But yeah, so let's pump the brakes on the justice because it has not been delivered.
And they were a part of a special unit of officers that were put together to curb the inner city communications between the inner city and white police officers coming into the community and harassing.
Wow.
So they were a part of something that was supposed to be for
A
the
good
greater
thing.
good of the black community. And
a training piece though, because a lot of them are trained to go after African American and brown skinned people. So who's to say their training wasn't the same as what goes on in every other police station training force around the world?
Especially because they would be more knowledge, on how to get in and make themselves seem like they are trustworthy. I feel like it goes back to kind of like, the whole fraternity, brotherhood, gang thing. Black or white, once you join the police force, you were part of the brothers. They call themselves, brothers. So,
Right.
So all that's supposed to slide. Like, all that, I mean,
for
No,
them,
they actually
I mean,
supposed to
what-
ride for each
what
other.
happened to
That's
the-
what
What was
they
so
say.
bad? What
happened
was so
to
bad
the-
that this
he
little
killed
young
that man,
fella
right?
get the dollar in that mouth?
what happened to the officer? What they do to him?
It
Spit him?
was 5
It
officers.
was 5 officers.
5
They
officers.
compared
He was
right-
They
three,
right
he was
in
three
this little boy.
houses. He was 3 houses from his home. He was going home.
sound familiar.
They said that he did some type of illegal driving.
Yeah.
And so they
It took
pulled him
5 of them.
Traffic
They-
stop.
Yeah, traffic.
Traffic
And they
stop,
pulled
yeah.
him out the car. Pulled. First
Yeah.
mistake they beat.
His spirit, when they pulled him out that car, his spirit was so calm. Because I can tell he wasn't aggressive. He wasn't being aggressive until
They ragged
he
on.
said, break your arm. That's when dude, I kind of felt like he got aggressive. Well, you can see it. Like, he wasn't doing anything. So we weren't there to see if they was pulling or not taking their side of it. I'm just saying, like, what?
Or what was
Like-
being said.
What made
No, we
them
heard what
hostile
being said.
to-
Turn your
Okay.
ass out, I'll break your
Okay.
motherfucking arm.
I was watching it in the gym when I was in the gym yesterday, and basically one of the officers was stating that he reached for the gun. I mean, I didn't see that in the video.
They always
had a gun
We're gonna play it.
He was unarmed, so there was no gun.
Like, they
There
always
was no
say
gun.
that.
And what they didn't say freeze, put your hands up.
They
Come out the
didn't
car.
read him his rights. None of
They
that.
grabbed him. If you scared of somebody with a gun, the last thing you're gonna do
Is
is
try to
grab him
Yeah.
out of a car. No, you can't grab a person with a
We don't
gun.
get close enough.
You don't. That's not even.
That's not even a
protocol.
protocol, right? That's yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Which leads me to think that maybe somebody set that boy up to be
Me
harmed.
too. It sounds
Because
like,
it's a lot of that
why?
in America where our people,
Did he have any history? Like,
we don't know.
his mother, his mother.
As
was
of
on
yet, we
CNN.
don't know.
Yeah, that's right now. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything as of yet. But it's strange for something like that to have happened the way that it happened.
Right.
With that being said, we gotta wait till justice prevails
Jesus.
so we can go further into that topic. Another news.
Tough.
What else?
Tough.
It was so tense. It was so tense. I had to switch it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
He said in other news.
Yeah.
I would like to compliment though our podcast, both of ours, because having conversations like this is important, not filtering ourselves and just being comfortable to talk about stuff like this. You know? But we finna move around, but I love that. I like that for us.
Yeah, let's get to it. Man, I'm glad you're loving it. Let's kiss and hug it.
Kiss and hug it.
All right. So anybody want to touch on this Gunna situation?
He should have shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just like his dick off. Y'all talking, they be talking in jail and everything. You know what you're supposed to do.
Singing.
Yeah, man probably did that because he got a family, a lady. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Until it come out, so we really ain't. We're going to something we don't know.
we gonna see.
Excuse me.
I mean, I thought just by him taking the plea alone is
That
was
was a
enough.
problem right there. I don't think you're supposed to do
Shit, it's a lot of pleas up here. You ain't got to snitch on somebody to take a plea. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so it's not a snitch.
I don't know what it's
if you take a plea, that's saying that hey, I'm guilty of this crime, and I'm taking a plea for a lesser deal, a lesser charge than going on trial.
So he's going back to jail.
whatever it is.
That boy had to get out and get that money together before he go back.
I move everything. After he did it, a whole bunch of them started doing it.
Oh yeah.
Gunna's a big dog too, so I guess they gonna follow that big dog.
They don't unfollow.
I don't know, man. I'll tell you what, I just pray for the brother. You know what I'm saying? I hope
My thing is this.
justice is prevailed.
Justice is bullshit. My thing is this.
New thing. That's his go.
If you gonna do some street shit, especially when you don't went legit,
Okay.
you know what the fuck you doing.
You know what you're doing.
Yep.
You know what you're doing.
I know what you get.
My thing is this. I think with the rap industry, everybody wants to prove that point that I'm still hood, I'm still thumbed out, I'm still about this life that you're trying to escape from. And then you get caught up and then it's like, damn, I really was out the street. I was doing good.
When I come back.
What I come back for? Now you want to tell. No, it ain't no room for telling. There ain't no room for pleading your case or nothing when you with somebody like
you
but they
go ahead and be
that
quiet.
right there, that young thug, that boy came with a whole line of shit. A line of shit. You don't just get in the industry and not know who the fuck that nigga is anyway.
And when you
His
sign,
name was ringing bells long before he came into the industry.
Right.
If you know your street shit.
Right.
So my thing is, he was
Because
supposed
it's we know some. Well, I ain't saying we know. Look, I don't know shit. It's known.
You was where?
It's known.
Supposed to be holding 30 years, 20 years. All that stuff you be rapping about,
then it sounds
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, when I was praying for 10 years, yeah.
Right.
That shit real.
Right.
When we start off with 30,
Why even take the chance then?
because they don't know nothing about it. Like, they just think it's all good.
Why they take
Like,
them pleas?
They don't think it, you don't think it's going to happen to you.
That's
Until it happens.
That's what they
until it
think.
happens.
But
I ain't talking about
You see
thugs.
what I'm
we
saying?
found out he
It's
said
been
for
so many
real,
years.
so he deserved the same treatment as 6ix9ine.
First of
I
all,
don't think nobody they still gonna listen to his music at the end of the day.
I'm about to say, first of all, 6ix9ine is still out here.
I mean,
A lot of fans
industry,
and
though.
followers.
Yeah,
Right.
they are gonna look at
They're wrong.
That's a great question.
Right.
It's a real big in the hip hop industry.
A lot. He
We don't
still
play
got
that.
fans and followers.
They don't play that.
Nobody for listening to Gunna no more.
This a
But guess
different
what?
type
He
of breed.
just
But it has to be some type of a code that, you know, that certain artists stick to. Because, I mean, I know there's artists that Thug rock with that still low key, they're doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be something that, some type of code that can be stuck to that don't get you in that life.
Well, it seems like every time they
We
find a
don't
code over there,
want
they
to
come to
shine a
get
light
our
on that
code.
road.
They come to get it.
When
but-
murder is involved, it is what it is.
Yeah, man, you know, yeah.
Well, that's a whole different story. I
Never mind.
forgot. They weren't
Like
just
you
dealing
said,
with
it was
drugs.
also-
They
that's
were
what
dealing
happened.
with a whole.
See, that's what happened down
Yeah,
there. It was
that's
a
true.
whole bunch of people getting killed. Back
That's a
and
different
forth,
story.
and that DA down there was like, I'm
He
tired.
down there rapping about it.
Right, all they asked for.
I mean,
Yeah,
Can we blame them?
the new
He
DA,
down there rapping
I mean-
about
she
it.
was trying to get elected. It was election time. She had to get them. She had to swoop them boys.
So let's talk about the music though. Are like the stuff
They
that's,
tell it on
that's
themselves.
in the music? Is it, you know, do we want the stuff in the music too?
Well, I mean, it's entertainment. It always
It's
been
always been
entertainment for us. I mean,
I
for
don't really
the
want to
regular.
hear that, man.
Now,
That's what I'm saying.
It's
I
overly
feel like-
But you
saturated
gotta
now
realize-
because everybody's trying to
I
say the
don't
same
wanna
thing, and
hear
half of them ain't even living that lifestyle. They
But
just
look
it's
who
just for the clout.
look who was all fucking up. Like it's fucking up the producers, the engineers.
Right.
Like ain't nobody even think about them. Oh, Gunna,
true.
he funded a lot of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
with him going in, that's fucking up all their popularity. Because
Okay, I'm gonna take y'all.
artists.
You
Take
mess
out-
with him.
See what I'm saying?
It's a broader aspect.
Right.
You got to look at it. It was
What you
all.
mean?
Like,
It's
it's all breaking.
it's
The whole
all a
YSL
plan.
brand is done.
It was a plan.
Listen. It's all a plan, man. I was watching an interview with a boy from Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? He said back in the early '90s, all them boys they got invited to a party out there in Cali. It was an exclusive party. All the high rollers, everybody that was in the industry that was making noise at that time was invited to the party, right? And it basically said it was some big wigs out there and said, hey, look, I need y'all to stick to this agenda. because we want to create a pipeline for these prison systems. So these big wigs have built all these private prison systems and having contracts with the state. So the state has to house these prisons a certain amount, or if they don't, they owe these prison owners a certain amount of money per bed. Okay, and it was kind of like $3,500 per bed, say give or take, whatever. So it was like, look, we need y'all entertainers. We're gonna blow this NWA shit up. We're gonna blow all this, this gang shit. We're gonna start the East West Coast violence thing or whatever. And we're gonna get this shit popping off. And lo and behold, it's like a formula.
For sure.
It's like a formula that's repeated over and over and over and over again. So all these record execs say, no, we need that thugged out shit. No, we need to go find the thuggiest nigga and they got their hood and we're gonna put their ass on.
They definitely do that.
You know what I'm saying?
They definitely do that.
And so it's a repeat cycle thing. If you gotta understand this to understand this shit.
So do you actually really have to go do it?
Some people just weak minded. So
look at the raucous area. Look at the raucous area. You know what I'm saying? The backpack MCs and shit.
Right.
What happened to I mean what?
Somebody
they just
like
disappeared.
currency.
It's not incentive.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
The incentive is well, if you look at the evolution, back in the day, you was reporting on the hood, what's happening in it, and it went from gangster rap.
Yeah.
And, back when we was growing up, we had a variety of music on the radio.
That's true.
For sure.
We had Arrested Development,
Tribe
Called Quest, Mobb Deep. Like we had so many different artists, but now everybody sounds the same.
Yeah, think about that, the way
we had love in our music too.
Right.
You don't have that or hear that anymore.
Ain't no more love making music.
Man,
None of that shit. Nobody, baby.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Right. They taking the pussy or taking the dick or taking the clip. They just taking the shit.
Guess what? That shit blew up. All them songs blew up. Talk about all them shit from blowing up. That's the damn content that
that's what's there. But not only that, you got a money machine that's pushing this shit. So whether you ever heard a song that you can't stand, but you find yourself singing that shit.
Every song.
I try to find it in 2005.
Like, why the fuck am I singing?
Just turn it off. I'm like, nah.
The answer to Preem's question is no, you don't have to do it. Kendrick Lamar didn't do it. J. Cole ain't do it. QT the boss chick ain't do it. Primo the Don ain't do it.
I mean, rapping it, that don't mean you got to be storytelling.
So they go back
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you.
I think
you first talk about it, but now you get indicted for RICO charges, and that's starting with a whole a RICO charge. Like, we all really know what RICO charges are. That's a whole a crime. Like, you got a whole crime everything up under you.
Mm-hmm.
And so everybody is finna be going down.
Yeah.
It's designed for
You know what I'm saying? It's an organized crime. And it's so crazy for somebody to be getting a RICO talking about their rapper.
That's right.
It is.
That's right.
You just help them come get
A RICO, you getting a RICO and you a rapper, bro. You don't get the RICO being a rapper, bro. That's what I'm saying.
They
really got to be going what are we doing here now?
Right.
Like, what are we doing here now? What are we really putting our money behind?
And that's why
what are we really doing?
Like, who's the big dog?
Who's the big dog? Who's the next up under the big dog? If you ain't the big dog, you really going for this?
So in YSL,
Is Young Thug really the big dog?
And another guy that they don't talk about like this. Another guy. Everybody know.
Well, they arrested Thug. They arrested Thug
as the big dog.
As the big dog.
Right.
So when they came into Gunna, all of these 30 years, they
we all
started
live.
30.
We don't know.
When they started with 30 years, you gonna start
They
thinking
finna
about
pick me up.
some
I don't know that. Matter of fact, I'm taking this part out.
No way, I don't think I want to do this no more. I don't think I want to do this no more. Everybody about that. Ooh. Are we on to the next one? Where we at now? We got stuck.
We at 3.
We
Hey, hold
at
on,
number
but
3.
before we leave the RICO charge thing, let's look at it from this perspective. Look at it from this perspective. If now the war on drugs, we're getting past that, right? So now we need a new hustle to lock up black bodies.
Right.
So hip hop is already prime,
For sure.
a prime real estate on where people snitching on each other on record.
On record.
So
That is
so
true.
yeah, now you can go with the same organized crime charges you use to lock up the mafia. Now you can go get
That's
regulated.
stupid on their part.
Well,
anyway, so.
Whatever happened to freedom of speech and down,
Well,
I can
start having people do crimes and they start spitting raps about it.
I mean, my thing is, I can say that, hey, that was just out of my creativity. You know, I just wanted to put out.
It ain't show
I just want to put out a murder.
It ain't creativity.
A murder.
They can link you to
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you
If
talking
they
about
can link
smoking
you
on
to.
smoke. I ain't even mentioning the child's name, but smoking on that baby. Then it ain't.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know what they were saying. I'm not gonna repeat it because I don't want. You know what I'm saying? That child really died. But when people start talking about I'm smoking on his dead body, and all that shit like that,
But that's a trend, though.
that is
You don't
not
have
a
to-
motherfucking
That is a
trend.
trend.
Disrespect.
What in the
That's that
You
clout
gonna hype
chasing
that
shit.
in on
That's
Twitter.
that clout
That's
chasing
sad.
That's
stuff.
what I'm saying. This is
disrespectful.
now.
That's
This is why the rest
And whatever you put out in the atmosphere is gonna come
It's
back
gonna
to
come
your
back.
ass, and your disrespectful
Exactly.
ass
That
will
is
catch
bad.
that.
I don't think these little youngsters smart enough to have creativity.
They not. They not.
Damn.
So they live
Right.
vicariously through movies.
They're not even smart enough.
I ain't gonna
They can spit what
okay.
they done seen. They can talk about little nasty stuff like that, but they really can't even really get creative.
Or vernacular.
Okay.
Vernacular.
I agree, but I disagree. I disagree because you know every generation has they smart kids and they dumb kids.
They do.
So you know, I just feel like they just shining the light on the idiot shit.
The crack
The
goofy
dumb
shit
shit,
that they
yeah.
doing.
And so now they dumbing themselves down to feel like to fit in. Like I know a couple of smart fellas, you know what I'm saying, and they dumb themselves down all the time. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Pull your motherfucking pants up, bro.
Right.
You know you don't wear that shit in front of your mama like that. So don't come to school like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
know
just
some kids who be walking around their parents like that.
There's a lot of
A lot of
But I mean,
parents
you know-
condone a lot of this stuff until
I mean, it's just certain. I'm just saying, it's just certain things that they do psychologically when they get around they homies, but when they get around
they do
people
something
that
with their parents.
they somewhat give a respect towards, they're a whole nother child.
I feel like we all did that though. We all did shit when we wasn't around our parents. I think that this generation don't give a fuck.
But
Well,
we didn't have social media.
And we didn't have young parents
So,
either. And we
pull
had
your pants up. In
Yeah.
the young community, what happens when you pull your pants up? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I'm trying to figure out why.
But nowadays, it done changed so much. Now they wearing tight pants and skinny, you know.
and the girls
They
wearing
say
baggy
with the-
clothes and the guys wearing.
How you saying with skinny jeans?
Right, that shit crazy.
I was like, he can't even
And
walk.
then it's
Right,
dirty below.
That shit
I know your crack ass balls and it's freezing.
His balls can't breathe.
All the Jesus a little.
Boy, that shit it annoy me. If I get in the car, then I feel a little breeze hit right here. Oh, hell no. So I can only imagine, you know, you got your shit down below the ass, the cuff of your ass. Okay, anything. Okay, what's this Declaration of America, North America?
Man,
That's some heavy shit right there.
what is it?
That's a crazy topic right there.
January 10th. January 10th.
Well, from what I understand.
North America.
I said
Yeah, we was gonna wait.
Oh, January 10th.
Okay, well check this out. Check this out. Biden signed. Listen, Biden signed his contract. Listen, that America is now teaming up with Canada, and Mexico to be one entity.
Oh wow.
What's that?
Nah,
Let's say America, my bad.
America joined the
Who
two.
are we?
Sorry.
Let them tell it.
Joined
We get our own
Canada
I'm just saying.
and Mexico as one entity.
That's interesting
And
because
it's called the Declaration of North America.
I don't feel like
Just
Canada.
you know what's
even-
going on,
they
boy.
got so many.
This boy.
They got so
I mean,
many different things going on.
Yeah, that's all.
Look at this shit
Canada
right
got
now. Look it up right now.
That shit
What's they
is
called?
it's crazy.
On the .gov, I think they just had the 10th annual North American Leaders Summit, and where Joe Biden, the Prime Minister of Mexico and Canada, they did just meet, and they had on the table they talking about diversity and inclusion, climate change,
We out.
immigration development, health.
Finances.
So,
when they
I don't really know the details, but it's true. They did have a meeting, and apparently they're planning something.
And to add to that, I don't know, this is some scary shit, y'all, but I just heard that Washington, D.C. is shut down,
what?
like to the public, like all the parks. Can't go visit no more right now.
They ain't say why.
Look that up too, brother.
Do
Look
it got
that up
something to do
too.
with the dead sea?
The robot.
Yes, that's how y'all folk got the history of the show.
This got something to do with that clock.
Let me introduce myself. Then.
Yes.
Please.
My name is Carlos. I'm from Winston, and I'm a librarian,
Oh
academic
wow.
librarian.
That's nice.
So yeah, I'm here to provide some maybe scholarship context and
Nice.
some information.
Solid,
Appreciate that.
solid, to make sure our content is correct. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Make sure our journalists
Mr. Carlos, because I got something to do with the detonation of that clock that's been ticking since 19, what was that? 40s?
What clock is you talking about? What was he?
What's up? What's up?
The doomsday.
See how Mama gave clock? They just said it's 90 seconds supposed to expire.
I ain't reading
What?
that.
That's the doomsday
The
clock.
doomsday clock. Yeah, they put it on the news and everything. What the hell? It's not stop.
What source did you get that from?
That was on the news, bro. They this doomsday
60
clock, they've been
minutes.
using
It
it
was on
since.
60 Minutes
They've
last
been
week.
the doomsday clock been spinning since 1940 something.
And it's supposed to stop soon.
It's what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to read the closeness to damnation or Armageddon.
To the next war.
Yeah, because of everything that's going on around the world and all that stuff, they're saying it's closest to us expiring quicker because of the pollution rate, the wars, and everything that we're dealing with right now. So,
Well, obviously we ain't going nowhere because Biden done sent Ukraine $1 trillion. And
And I said he done send some more money.
Ukraine might be the richest country in the world at this point.
These people
They
can
got all
come
my
over here and
money.
get Social Security.
And we ain't got nothing.
They said Ukraine cut us off.
They can get Social Security.
Yes, they can get Social Security.
We can't even
We
get
don't
Social
even
Security.
get girl money. And if you was
So that
up
was
to
that $10
you showed them.
Can't get Social Security no more.
That's it's over.
We made
That's
it.
making it
Yeah,
I'm crack up my ass.
crazy.
I want to say that.
I don't trust the United States. They be doing a lot of shit.
They sure damn do.
That's crazy, B.
So
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. The government did shut down on December 22nd.
See, they're finding some stuff out.
I heard about that actually.
But what happened?
I thought it was just another
What's the
shutdown.
other piece to it?
Well, let me
They better file them damn taxes.
hold on.
I got mine early.
Let me
Oh, you ain't like that too?
let me correct that. It almost shut down, but they passed a little bill to extend the government.
They've been doing a lot
So
of
it's about the
bills.
debt ceiling. It's
I
about the debt
told you
ceiling.
it's in debt.
So whenever time the government shut down, all federal parks, anything dealing with the government just
as
It
well
comes
with them.
on the
So we must have been in dead during COVID. That shit don't work down here.
So we use that, and now we mix it with Mexico and Canada. So
Teamwork.
So this what we gonna do. All this next come down.
where
People
everybody
around
most
the
definitely,
That's
most definitely. That's a whole topic to talk about.
My neighbor was cool as hell.
I think, and that goes to the next.
I'm sorry.
No shit.
All right, bring it back, y'all. Okay, now that goes to the next topic. Does COVID still affect and impact the economy right now? Apparently, it does because since the COVID has dropped, it has fucked up the economy.
Completely, yes. And it ain't gone back.
It didn't fuck up the economy. We just seen Ukraine quadrillions of dollars.
True.
It didn't fuck up the economy. It didn't fuck up Ukraine.
They fuck up they
I mean, the rest is fucking up the Ukraine.
Sadly, some of our people are still struggling from COVID.
Oh yeah.
You know.
a lot of our people, because this stuff is still being notes still coming from the state telling us to prepare ourselves and start asking questions because COVID combined with the RBS
Hey, y'all,
Oh yeah, that's
and COVID
This may
combined
be
with that
off.
and the flu.
This may be a little off subject, but it is on subject. I woke up early this morning, and I mean, it was a beautiful sky out there. And I was just looking up at the sky, man, and then I came in, I went in to work. I said, I'm gonna cut my little nephews and my suite. I got these big mirrors and these big windows and shit. And you can see out in the sky. So, clear day. So by the end of, I say about 2 o'clock, I look back out there at the sky. Because I want to admire the beauty of it again. Just a glimpse of it.
Yep.
And there I saw these fucking planes
Yup.
making crisscross clouds and shit. I said, now I better not get sick next week.
I bet not. Yeah,
It's the next variant.
I better not catch a fucking sniffle.
they be out there.
But I'll be like, what is these planes doing, man? Why are they up there
Chemtrails.
doing
Yeah.
this, man?
Chemtrails.
Has anybody ever asked us how what they doing?
Like, what?
Carlos, what they doing? What are they doing, bro? Like, what are they dropping out of these planes?
Well, one thing they are doing, and they've been talking about this a lot, is putting that Cracksine in
Cracksine?
everything.
What is that? Crack?
No, you know the Cracksine. You mentioned it, you're gonna get in trouble. But you know.
Well, I'm gonna cut that out too, because we're not getting shut down.
Well, no, I said Cracksine.
I know what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Oh, you saying something else?
I said
No, she's
Cracksine.
saying something, but you just need to.
Oh, yeah, read between the lines.
Dang.
They
I got
putting it in the air. They putting it in other shots. They putting it in food. They trying to make sure that everybody
The Cracksine.
know how to grow your own food. Better get the
Oh, we goofy. Then when my brother DL come here with this stuff, now we gonna turn
ready.
real bad.
Wow.
Oh, real bad.
That's
Real
crazy.
bad. What's happening?
and that's what they doing.
Maybe.
It's all about control.
That's
Well,
it.
Even
Population.
COVID.
Population.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good. Y'all got this?
Yeah, we passing this to y'all side. We don't.
Well, I mean, because right now we got to go into our guest. Yeah, we got.
Okay, yeah. So we should tap in with the mental health one. Let's do that one.
Mental health issues.
Yeah, I say for me, like, does it bother y'all when people call y'all and you just be like, they don't even ask how you doing? It's just like this and this going on. Such
For
and
this,
such going
for that
on.
life on your lap.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we need to do a better job of just checking in on our people and making sure, like, that we're okay, because you don't really know what people are facing in the streets. Like, we smile, we keep going, we show up, we do what we gotta do, but are we really okay?
Right.
That reminds me of the girl who committed suicide. I think her name is Ray. Yeah, she was like she did a fitness and yeah, she recently committed suicide. But she was very popular, very well known. Nobody ever would have guessed. And she wrote like a statement or whatever. To her boyfriend. A lot of people try to say like he was involved and stuff, but it don't seem like it. It just seemed like, yeah, because she had been going through that for a long time, but So I feel like that happens a lot, you know, just
Lost
not being. And then, like I said, social media. I feel like social media has a great impact on a lot of everything that we're talking about, but specifically mental health, because it's literally, I don't know if y'all seen the Netflix document. It's a new, oh man, I forgot the name of it, but they're basically talking about social media. It's a guy that works for,
yeah.
what is it called? I can't remember the name. That's what
Yes,
it's called, social dilemma. And he worked for Google, I believe.
It's real.
Yeah, and he pretty much was like, yo, like, does anybody not realize, like, that, you know, what we're doing is really, like, affecting people's lives? And, you know, it's a lot. I feel like social media, though, has a great impact, way greater than people would ever, you know, understand. Because even them working in it said that they are, you know, susceptible to falling victim to social media.
So what do we give ourselves the separation of that? Because we still have control over ourselves, especially knowing that that has effect on us. When do we take accountability for that and remove ourselves? Because I know I shut my face. I shut everything down. People be like, I've just been trying to check on you to make sure you are. I'm good.
here.
But, you know, sometimes you just kind of shut off from the world, especially those things when you send a lot of negative stuff.
Most definitely.
I don't even watch the news for that reason.
I don't watch TV. I
So
literally
it's like-
don't watch TV.
Ain't social media TV?
I mean, you know, basically.
988. 988.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
By the way.
If you need a friend indeed,
Okay.
988.
988.
it's just like 911.
Yeah.
You dial 988.
And that's important.
Yeah,
You
you
need
need
somebody
somebody
on
to talk
the
to.
edge.
That's
Like,
a real number. It's a real hotline.
I might not.
That's what a lot of people use social media for.
Yeah,
As an outlet.
For their mental health.
for sure.
To be able
That's
to vent. People say a lot of things they never probably would say
In person.
in person and nobody on
You're
social.
right.
That's true.
So
A
they
lot of people
say
take pictures. They take pictures for confidence that they'll probably never get. Those likes they probably never get. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of goes that way.
Damn, that's real. Because I was watching a story last night, and this goes back to the abuse segment we were talking about. And I watched this girl. She was so pretty. She was married to a Marine, and he ended up killing her while she was holding her baby, going on a run and getting killed. But she took the most beautifulest pictures on social media. She had been being beat for 15 years.
Oh my God.
And she was trying to escape. And the night she tried to escape, the neighbors were helping her, and then she had to go back. And then the people from the Marines had came in and interviewed her. He walked in there while they were there, killed her, shot one of them, then went on a run and ended up getting killed. But it was, wow. She took the most, like I said, the most beautiful pictures. She looked so happy. Like you said, she hid from the world, you know. And you do have to check in, and sometimes you just can't save people.
Sometimes you can't.
That's true.
You know, people do have to advocate for their own lives, but like you said, check in, tap in with people, and make sure they really smiling because they smiling, not smiling because they crying.
Yeah, that's good.
Suicide is something you just don't do overnight.
You don't.
That's something
a
you've
thought
been
process.
thinking about for a long
It's
time.
absolutely.
It becomes a disease. It becomes, you know, it takes over your mind. So they feel like it's no other choice. Like, I'm constantly hearing this, and you know, there's no escape.
988.
Mental health is definitely a big issue, man. I mean, you know, especially
for
amongst, especially for just the black
community.
Yeah, that's
because we still suffering from.
a lot.
PTSD.
From
A lot.
slavery.
There you go.
Listen, we suffer from our grandma's
PTSD.
Yeah.
Our
Exactly.
granddaddy's
Sure.
So
Yeah, we
what do
suffer
y'all
from all that.
what do y'all think about like people going to therapy?
Well, I believe that should be part of our reparation package.
I agree.
Benefits.
But I was gonna go. We're gonna go there a little
You know
later.
what?
I
Even
would
part of
think
reparation.
mental health should be included in everybody's day.
It
Everybody.
should.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Like
Gotta be.
everybody needs mental health assessment.
No, at least go once a damn week. One time a week.
You need it every day.
Everybody. Well, I don't know about
Also,
every day, but at least
I don't care if it's 10,
once a week.
15 minutes, just every day
Meditate,
for your
yoga.
mental health. Like you owe that to yourself.
Most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Also, I signed up for
Without your mind, no nothing else works.
It's called better health.
Okay. Oh, I've seen
I signed
those.
up for better health.
Yeah, good.
To
Good for you.
that motherfucker
So it's
said
like
260 a year.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Good
gonna
for
come back.
you.
But
Oh,
shout out.
they really helped you before you got to
Before
that
you
part.
even get to it.
They helped you into the long time
Yeah.
to get to the little price point. I'm like, this shit really helping me. But then I got
For real.
Yeah.
for the help me.
Yeah.
Help me.
So I got to pay $206 to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So invest, right? That's the source of investment. I understand that.
It's like
So I'd rather actually walk in a building and give the person my money
So
in
you
hand,
see.
and I can see them,
Well,
look
speaking
in their
of-
eyes, and really know that you really are helping.
I do that. So I do meditation
What?
and yoga sessions. If anybody.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Downtown here in Winston. Yeah. We got a spa and everything. So.
Okay, I can walk to you. I
Yeah.
work
So
out.
you were gonna say you screaming for help. You
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope.
That is dope. I gotta think of something. So
I just said
Yeah, I've
that.
been
get
wanting,
more people.
I've been wanting to learn that yoga thing.
Oh, and I just got my Reiki certification. I be forgetting I do so much, so I do Reiki as well.
What is Ricky?
So Reiki is basically like an energy. It's a healing through energy.
Is that what my boy
Yeah.
Belvin do?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, Melvin, that's who was my mentor.
Okay, with that. Shout out to Belvin.
I just went to my first event last week. Boy, woo.
Yes, he is.
Well, I already said I need to get my session with Belvin.
Next, good.
Yeah, go see that man.
I woke up, I was like,
Where am I?
Nah, well, man.
no, I'm serious, I'm just telling you. He put us out, he was like,
Real.
just listen to my voice. I heard him for a while and then it just faded off. And I was like,
Literally.
Wow.
Kwame. I was like, damn, where he go?
That's dope. And that's dope. It worked. It worked. Because
And I woke up, I didn't even know I was asleep. I woke up and I was like,
and he say when it get quiet, when we had Marlon Wilkins, he say when it get quiet, that's when you master
That's my boy too.
your meditation.
Yeah.
I'm
You
telling you,
master
I was
it.
somewhere else. I thought
So
I
that
was
means
But see, you can meditate yourself.
You
can.
That's what I
You
try to
need
teach
Belvin
people.
to meditate.
he teaches,
No.
but he
but you
teaches.
know, I feel like you need to do it so you know what to do.
So what
Right.
I'm saying
For
is,
sure.
like, for sure, that what I'm saying is you just need
Close your
to
eyes
get up,
and get to
close
a
your
quiet
eyes,
place.
get to a quiet place.
That's it.
It just
He
meditate.
done been
Not
doing
sleep,
it.
though.
He
Like,
trying to
it's
let
not-
us know. You done been doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Belvin is my guy.
So you meditate?
Yes.
on a regular?
I get up early in the morning. and
What's
meditate.
What's your like environment? Tell the people what type of environment.
Oh,
Enlighten us. Oh, great
I
one.
mean, my meditation, it'll be like, it could be in the bathroom, it could be when I've been done, you know what I'm saying, when I've been getting up meditating. When I've been done taking a shower, when I'm laying in my bed, when I'm getting up before I even open my eyes, you know how you open. I'm meditating, I get to talk, I get to meditate.
I talk to my plant babies.
Plants have healing energy.
I have plants all over my house. I think I've outplanted myself. Because they hanging on the walls, they everywhere. But they my plant babies. And in the morning I get up, I light incense. I work from home, so I'm very lucky to be at home, but in my own quiet space once I get everybody out. But I turn on me some jazz or something smooth, something calming, and light my incense, and I water my plants, put them in the sunlight, open up the windows, let the sun come in, and I just, you know what I'm saying, I give myself an opportunity to be grateful, to let God know what's really going on with me, and then get back centered so I can focus on going to work.
And she said the right thing. It's always about being grateful, finding that, you know, something to be grateful for. If you're having a panic attack or you feel like, oh, I'm down, you know, this ain't going to be my life, just find something to be grateful for. You can kind of just work from there.
Yeah, that grace build up. It's kind of like a grace build up for me.
It is. That's exactly what it is.
You gotta be grateful. It could always be one.
And you say you did high yoga, right?
Yes, sir.
This dude.
Oh,
Okay, where's the cute girl?
Actually, our guest, he done been up there, so yeah.
So what's hot yoga? Hot
Not high yoga, but just
hot yoga.
yeah.
Hot stuff.
It's like twist on 2000.
It sounded
Yo,
better
the
than
one on
say
rock.
hot.
Yo, play Twister. Yo, play Twister. It's like that with the damn heat on 5,000.
I ain't got no bill.
But I'm not gonna lie. If you ain't never done it before, it's not something to just hop into.
Oh, man,
You gotta all that stuff. You gotta train your mind and body too.
Yeah, you ain't a steamer doing this.
You can't just hop in there.
Okay, speaking of hot yoga.
Hot yoga. I think
Speaking of hot yoga.
Yeah, it's true.
Puff Daddy is hot peeing.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck that and sitting there.
Oh yeah. Oh she over there peeing on my girl.
No, I'm taking it. I'm gonna take that back.
I had these.
Okay,
I like how you did that. I ain't gonna take it. I'm gonna hold on.
Beat it up, pissed on somebody.
Oh, you ain't heard that?
I need to know what's going on.
And she loved it too.
I don't care. I'm saying
Do you
what
want
I
the tea? Do you want the tea?
Yes.
Basically, Carisha has a show, Carisha Please or whatever, and basically she just she kind of just told like
She was happy about it too.
that she likes when her man pees on her. When you know what I'm saying?
The golden shower. What she call it?
Yes.
Oh, she said it's on the show. On her show.
I said what?
She telling people this.
I went on sold that. She ain't got up about 5
Right.
Actually, it was the one.
Rain
Trina.
Yeah.
Okay, it was always Trina. Always Trina.
That turned me off for my rain
What
on me.
was Trina's
I ain't ready.
expression?
I'm not ready for nobody to rain on me.
Nah, I'm good on
Just
that.
say, Jesus, put your rain in the toilet.
That's
That girl trying to boost the raise up for that show.
No. Well,
Why did they say that? Did they let no shit like that slide?
Why not? Did everything in there.
Did it slide? You ain't gonna fuck up no damn thing.
Look, did it and done everything it is. No, I don't want you to did it. I'm just.
She never said who it was. She just said like.
Okay, don't do my boy Southside like that because he ain't doing shit like that.
Hey, we don't know that. Chris, you ain't know that. You ain't know that.
I'm telling you, if he goes hard, then be into that.
It's sad to say.
And she said she love it. She does it often. So if she ain't with nobody else and she would did it, who you think?
That's why they say city girls is
Give it
down.
a golden shower.
I don't know what they do.
Yeah, you know.
Damn, JT gonna jump on her ass.
Oh yeah, JT should be quiet.
JT gonna
So
smoke
we
her
don't know.
ass.
I don't know.
JT like I can't say
right,
it.
Let me ask y'all this.
With all her business.
As a woman, this for the women. As a woman, I'm not gonna say anything crazy. I'm not even gonna ask nobody about their kink. I'm just gonna say this. As a woman, do you think that it is appropriate to divulge that type of information to the public?
No, that's your business.
Not at all.
Do you think it's belittling to get peed on?
I do.
I think.
Why y'all pee on people?
Who did?
It's time. It's time. You asked the question, so let me give you.
You talk too much.
That's what Diddy gotta go on there and say. Y'all been doing it all the time, and now it's season now.
But look, y'all ain't never had no problem with us peeing on y'all. Matter of fact, some of y'all, most of y'all go get the pee and right.
Wait a minute, hold on.
We ain't had no choice.
See, you gotta read.
Exactly.
I mean, it happened to me, and man, it's wrong.
Sometimes
you gonna feel like when you just took her to the highest peak she can go to.
All right.
She can't control her people.
Wait a minute. Where did that come from? That's all you
we didn't answer the question.
We didn't answer the question. Okay, we didn't answer the question.
Right. So she asked if it was belittling to get peed on.
Yeah.
I feel like to a certain extent, yes. I definitely, it's not my preference.
But
I don't think that, I mean, depending on the level of kink, depending on who it's coming
Right.
from. But I'm just saying, I still wouldn't engage though. Like I just don't think that's something that.
That's another question. Are you open to the possibility of somebody just
Always
contract?
Nobody else agreed to this.
Okay, but I'm saying, I think it depends on the person's freaknicity.
I feel like if it's
asking a question
people are
to the
going to the
women.
grave with that, that's how I feel about that.
Hold on,
I'm
we
sorry.
don't involve you.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to the women.
Then I ask you a question.
Hold on,
I'm sorry.
hold on. She
Bring
said,
it on.
okay, can I get everybody?
I'm
What
sorry.
you say?
It's enough for me.
It's a no for you.
It's enough for me.
And what is it?
Hell no.
It's a hell no. Okay, I'm gonna tell you like this. As a person that worked in a clinic, in a laboratory, and would have to work in the kinky settings at the hotels and stuff, when they would rent out the hotels and have those sex parties and things like that, we would do the HIV testing and things of that nature.
Right.
I will say this: peeing is the least of the kinks that is grotesque. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I wouldn't say that she should have divulged that to the world. She should keep her mouth closed about that. As a woman, as a woman, especially as a black woman, when every rap song already talking about bitches and hoes.
Most definitely.
Dogs,
I agree.
yeah.
Most definitely.
So I would say that.
point.
But to each his own. If that's what you like.
to each his own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you like.
For
If
sure.
it's not.
Hey.
Yeah, just keep letting people piss all over you.
You know what I'm saying? As Dave Chappelle would say, no, Dave Chappelle.
No, that's right.
I said it, right?
But Dave Chappelle actually had a song. What Dave Chappelle said. Remember Dave Chappelle pee on you?
Oh,
When he
God.
was playing like he
Oh
was
my
like
God.
Right.
Check this out.
All right.
Okay.
And then we gonna bring in my brother.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a good topic, though.
That was
It really was.
Okay, now do the men have anything to say? Do you want to pee on somebody? Do you want to get peed on?
How you feel about that?
I'm gonna tell you.
I ain't had no choice when I got peed on.
You gotta have a damn choice.
We gotta go around with it.
That shit just happened.
I don't want to just stop paying. Like, I'm like, hey, what the hell is that, girl? Hey.
Before I done pee. In the morning. Don't be on me in the morning. 'Cause I ain't peed.
That's the only way.
Hey, y'all got some
I'm
shit.
just saying. I'm just saying.
They gonna say that's why it's called dirty.
Go ahead.
Hey, you're real.
I'm just saying.
I
You don't want to
understand.
get
That's your
peed
go.
on.
It's your go. Go. I understand.
Go ahead.
How you feel about it?
Don't you got a mic back there?
You participate in the golden
Look
shower.
here, man.
I support people who want to get peed on. As long as it ain't none of my damn business. Don't get peed on.
Go get peed on.
All right.
Like I was saying,
the mic.
I ain't had no choice but to get peed on.
Huh?
It wasn't even. They ain't asked me. Shit, they just did it.
See, that's not Pete.
Damn lie. That
All right,
was
we're gonna come back to Dirty Talk after dark. That's what Dirty Talk after dark. And yeah, we're gonna be on OnlyFans and Patreon. Coming soon.
It's on.
Right.
Go off. Nigga, that bitch your turn to ask a question.
Yeah, catch us on OnlyFans and Patreon for the best Dirty Talk. Dirty Talk after dark.
Oh, God.
We gonna bring social media back.
It is after talk.
No, I mean out 2-6. We coming back 2-6. You already back. That's when we gonna come on the show. 2-6.
Dirty talk.
You know what I'm saying?
for real.
It's the dirty
We gonna be in trouble at that 2-6.
All right, this is the end of part 1. Peace, love, and happiness.
Stop before you get up.
Hey, y'all.
Let's go.